Alrighty guys, Justin's right here, and welcome back to another mod concept. Haven't been able to do these recently because of, well, my new Xcom 2 playthrough and my couple week and my 3-week break there, but I'm back. I've been sitting on a couple of mod concepts, but I haven't been able to find any time really, but since the last stream was cut off because of botchy VR view, I think I'm going to just do a couple of concept videos. So this one is another crossover mod, kind of like the Stick World one. This is kind of gimmicky here. I don't even know if the Swords of Gargantua devs would be cool with this for copyright reasons. But this is essentially a Swords of Gargantua to Xcom 2 crossover mod. And starting out, what is Swords of Gargantua? Swords of Gargantua is a VR fighting game where you or a group of 4 set out to fight the soldiers of Gargantua as Earth's last line of defense. The Gargantua are a species of giant humanoids bent on seizing control of the universe, having taken control of countless wars beforehand. They now set their sights on Earth, but we know we won't go down without a fight, even while heavily outnumbered. Basically, Gargantua will be a raider faction since they think they are far superior in all aspects against both Xcom and Advent. So yeah, it's another raider faction mod. But I really like Swords of Gargantua. It's kind of like the quote-unquote Dark Souls of VR. As much as I kind of hate making that resemblance, it is essentially just the Dark Souls of VR in the sense that it's really fun and can be fun in short bursts, but man is it difficult. So yeah, sadly you couldn't really find any legitimate images for the Gargantua themselves, so there's not going to be any images on what the units look like, kind of like how the Stick World one was. But I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, let's get started here. The Gargantua. So first off is the small one. The small ones relative to humans are probably the closest in size. They're I think they're actually a little bit shorter than humans, but regardless, maybe for XCOM purposes they could be the same size as humans or something like that. But considering that the Gargantua are literally called Gargantua, they're supposed to be giants, they're going to have a lot of health. They're going to be high health pools, but not a lot of them will have armor though. They'll have high health, but genuinely normal other stats, unless of course specific units will have more stats one way or the other. Alright, so the small ones are probably the least healthy of them in terms of actual health that they have. But anyway, the small ones, they're cannon fodder, they don't really do much. HP 20, armor 0, defense 0, dodge 10, will 60, aim 65, mobility 20. Loadout, Gargantuan sword, 4 to 6 damage, and of course a basic slash attack. And now the veterans have a little bit more a little bit more HP. No armor, dodge 0 or defense 0, dodge 10, will 80, aim 85, mobility 20. Loadout and skills of powered short sword, 68 damage, and a basic slash attack. So they are kind of fast. Well, they are pretty fast. They're fast, they don't do a whole lot of damage, and they have a lot of health. But like I said, the Gargantua are literally giants, so I mean, they're going to have a lot of health, and their weapons are going to pack a little bit of a punch, even the small ones. The small weapons and the small ones. But anyway. Moving on to soldiers, the main fighting force of the Gargantuan army. The basic soldier is HP 30, armor 0, dodge and defense 0, will 70, aim 70, mobility 16. Loadouts, Gargantuan longsword, 68 damage, basic slash attack. And then the veteran soldiers are 40 HP, 0 armor, dodge, defense 0, will 80, aim 80, mobility 60. Then powered longsword, 8 to 9 damage, basic slash attack, and then a charged slash. Power your sword with mana and deliver a heavy attack. Shredding the target's armor applies plus 15 chance to crit, 3-turn cooldown. Now, if any of you guys are new to my mod concepts, any advanced variants of of a specific unit will have the same abilities as as weaker versions of that unit, just to help save some space. The only exception to this rule I have so far is the defender. Like, the generals do not have the defender's ability, obviously, because the defender is a little bit of a unique unit. But anyway, advanced soldiers, commanders, and elites. Soldier, elite. HP 45, armor 0, dodge defense 0, will 90, aim 90, mobility 16. Loadout and skills: empowered longswords, 8 to 9 damage, slash, rush, basic slash attack, charge, thrust, power your sword with mana and thrust forward 4 tiles, damaging all units and piercing 2 points of armor, 25% chance to be stunned for 1 action point, 3 turn cooldown. So the elites will have the same abilities as the veteran. Alright, that's kind of how that works. And then soldier, defender, HP 50, armor 5, dodge and defense 0, will 90, aim 90, mobility 9. Loadout and skills: empowered longsword, 6 to 9 damage, gargantuan shield, 5 ablative HP, basic rush attack. Defense: enter a defensive stance, block all melee attacks, and reduces all non-psionic damage by 50% until your next turn, 1 turn cooldown. Then the generals: HP 50, armor 0, dodge and defense, that's supposed to say 0, but I guess I missed that. Will 100, aim 100, mobility 16, empowered longswords with 8 to 9 damage, slash, rush an enemy within movement range and attack them with your sword. Charge, swipe, power your sword with mana and swipe all enemies in a 3x3 cone, shredding armor, 80% or 25% chance for enemies to be knocked back 1 tile, 3 turn cooldown. So this is where my little exception rule comes in. The general has all the abilities of the elite, the vet, and the veteran, but not the defender, because the defender is unique. So there you go. Anyway, swordsmen, ambushers, and tricksters. Swordsman, basic swordsman, HP 30, armor 0, dodge 0, and will dodge 10, defense 0, will 70, aim 75, mobility 20. Load out dual long swords, 8 to 9 damage. They're not going to be they're not going to be like, you know, like they're going to be dual wielding, but it's going to be like a Templar thing where it's just one attack and they're not individual like a samurai or something. Just maybe help with the coding and help with the balancing. Basic slash and then elite. Elite behind an enemy within line of sight and attack them with your swords. 3 turn cooldown. Veteran swordmen's HP 0, 40, armor 0, defense 0, dodge 20, will 80, aim 85, mobility 20. Loadout and skills: empowered dual long swords, 9 to 12 damage. Basic slash and 6 cents. Dodge the first attack against you per turn, immune to stasis, stuns, and disorientation, passive. And then snipers, long range covering fire. Basic sniper, HP 20, armor 0, dodge and defense 0, will 70, aim 80, mobility 16. Loadout and skills: gargantuan sniper wand, 6 to 8 damage, and fire a magical shot at an enemy. Veteran snipers, HP 30, armor 0, dodge and defense 0, will 80, aim 95, mobility 16. Loadout and skills: Gatling sniper wand, 8 to 10 damage, burst, fire magical burst at an enemy, and saturation fire, same as Xcom variants, but of course with 8 to 10 damage and not whatever saturation fire does for Xcom. Excuse me. Tanks. Basic tank: HP 50, armor 5, dodge and defense 0, will 90, aim 70, mobility 10. Loadout slash skills: gargantuan battle axe, 8 to 10 damage, swing your battle axe, hitting all enemies in a 4x4 row in front of you, kind of like the faceless swipe, or that's what I was going for anyway. Tank veteran: HP 60, armor 10, dodge and defense 0, will 100, aim 80, mobility 10. Loadout and skills: empowered battle axe, 10 to 12 damage. Whirlwind: spin in a circle, dealing all damage to all units within 3 tiles of you for a turn cooldown. Alrighty, so that's all of the units. Going on to sit reps, we have gargantuan attack. Gargantuan forces have been spotted in this area. Be careful down there. These guys mean business. Out of 5 random gargantuan forces, for balance reasons, tanks are not included in the sit rep because you don't want to end up fighting like 2 tanks in a group of 5, right? They are reserved for their own special sit rep called Gargantuan Tank Sighting. Gargantuan forces have been seen escorting a couple of their tank units through this area. Engagement is not advised. Depending on current force level, 1 to 2 tanks will be convoying on the map, with 2 to 4 high-ranking soldiers providing protective, respectively. So it's like, early game. Well, I guess tanks can start showing up in the mid-game. Mid-game, it's 1. Late game, it's V2. And, if there's only 1 tank, 2 high-ranking soldiers will be there. If there are 2 tank, 4 high-ranking soldiers will be there. Just to provide a little bit of balance, right? Because out of a squad of 5 randomly generated forces, you don't want to fight, like, 2 defenders and, like, 3 tanks, right? That would not be good. So the tanks are reserved for their own special sit rep. And that's really it. Any modded interested, comment below or at me on Twitter. I am going to tag them on the announcement tweet when I do upload it. The Gargantuan devs, also the devs of the Swords of Gargantua. Also depends on if the Swords of Gargantua devs are cool with it. If they say it's cool with it, and then if anybody picks this mod up, then it'll be cool. But if not, then it'll just be a gimmick thing. But we'll see. Regardless of that, that'll be it for the Swords of Gargantua crossover mod concept. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to check all of my other mod concepts I have as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'm out.